Do you like Harry Potter, but feel like it's missing something? Would you prefer if Daniel Radcliffe couldn't do magic, but was super into powerlifting? Well, if that's the case, I've got an eerily specific anime recommendation for you. Magic and Muscle, or Mashle, is the story about Mash Burndead, a boy in a world where everyone can do magic. Everyone except him. This world, while magical, is still surprisingly dark, because it's a world full of magic users, and it became a world full of magic users by doing a genocide to everyone who couldn't do magic. And when Mash is born magicless, he's abandoned by his parents and found by his pseudo-dad-granddad hybrid Regrow Burndead, which is a name that's surprisingly difficult for me to say. I don't really know why. Regrow Burndead. In an attempt to protect Mash from everyone discovering his secret, Regrow raises Mash in the woods on a diet of cream puffs and CrossFit. And that's not really that much of a joke either. This dude fucking loves cream puffs. After Mash's secret is inevitably discovered by him going into town and people noticing his lack of a facial marking, this universe's indicator of someone's ability to use magic, he's blackmailed into going to Hogwarts. I mean, the Magic Academy, in an attempt to become the Divine Visionary, the school's version of the valedictorian with a little more pizzazz. Mash now has a problem. He has to survive and pass the entrance exam to get into magic school without the ability to do magic or letting anyone else discover his secret. Your mechanism of conflict for the rest of the show. Lucky for him, he's strong. Like, super strong. He's also kind of dumb, to the point that he forgets which direction to open a door, which sounds like a lazy attempt at a joke from the writers, but is legitimately used to perfection on more than one occasion in the anime and the manga. Seriously though, the comedic timing in the show is amazing and had me legitimately tearing up on more than one occasion in the first season. This is where the parody to Harry Potter really starts to show itself. The school is divided into houses, just like Harry Potter, but it even has a sorting ceremony. It's not a hat this time though, but it's still a creature that can look into your heart and mind to discover the type of person you are, to know whether or not to put you in Gryffindor or prison. Seriously, why do we still have Slytherin? I get that not every Slytherin was a bad guy, but pretty much every bad guy was a Slytherin, so put an extra pair of eyes on them or something. Can you imagine the sorting hat ceremony every year? The hat's just sitting there looking into this 9-year-old soul yes, this one is strong-willed with an urge to lead and wear the skin of his parents in order to win most authentic costume for the Halloween party. Slytherin! Have a great first semester, young one. Anyway, Mash gets placed into this universe's version of Gryffindor, but with the color palette of Hufflepuff, so you know it's different. This is where he meets his new BFF/roommate, Finn Ames, and his newest rival, Lance Crown, who, if you can't tell by the foreshadowing of his name, comes from a very prestigious family. Something else you may notice about Lance is the fact that he has 2 facial markings. Good eyes. Can't sneak anything past you. Everyone in this world has a mark on their face, signifying not only that they can use magic, but how strong their magic is. Lance is what's called a double liner. 3 points to Gryffindor if you can tell why. And that means he's much stronger than the average student in this school, but that doesn't stop Mash from absolutely stomping his ass in a fight whenever he kidnaps Mash's friend. After which, they become best good pals, like you do after almost killing each other in any anime. This show hits that sweet spot between shonen and comedy that hasn't really been hit for me since the first season of One Punch Man. And the similarities to that show specifically don't stop there. Imagine for a second, Saitama goes to Hogwarts. There's your show. That dry tone and cadence that makes him appear disinterested in everything going on around him, making the juxtaposition of the few occasions he actually gets serious hit that much harder. No pun intended. The fights in this show are chef's kiss, and honestly, probably the most surprising aspect for me. The potential for funny moments is apparent pretty early on, with even episode 2 having moments that make me audibly LOL, but the action is handled excellently too, with a magic system that, while maybe a little bit limited so far, is still very creative and visibly expressive. There's no just multicolored laser beams heading towards each other in this. And that creative magic system pairs awesomely with the dynamic physical fighting from Mash. And on top of that, the importance of the fight doesn't stop Mash from having his funny, disinterested moments. Reminiscent of early Marvel when they would undercut a tense moment with a funny quip successfully.
I understood that reference.
Mash can undercut the tension with a funny comment about cream puffs, or he can miraculously turn a spell around on his opponent in a simultaneously funny and impressive way. It's super hard to talk about the show or this manga without getting into spoilers, so that's probably where I'm going to call it today, and I'll let you know that this is a 10 out of 10 recommendation for me for anybody who likes comedy, shonen, or the combination. This is one of the more surprising anime or manga that I've seen in a while, and I would like to do a deep dive into it one day for YouTube, so let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. I already have a few more videos like this in the works, but if there's any other anime you'd like me to review, let me know in the comments too. I'm always down for a good new anime to watch. My channel up until this point has been primarily gaming content, but I've wanted to do anime stuff for a long time and I finally just decided to do it. So make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more of that. Until then, I will leave you guys with some advice that my father once left me. Never